Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you my to-be-read pile for February and March of 2022. So it's that time again for another TBR. Let me just do a quick recap, I suppose, of my previous TBR for December and January. That went very well. I got everything done just in time before January ended. I was a little worried I was gonna kind of go into February with that TBR, but I managed to get everything done. So yeah, the last TBR, pretty great. All of the books that I read for those two particular months, I do have written reviews up on Goodreads, and yet video reviews will come eventually, sometime in the far future, most likely. So yeah, let's get going with my February and March TBR. I am definitely really excited for some of my picks for the next couple months here. Yeah guys, I am absolutely stoked and excited and thrilled to start the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. Yeah guys, ooh, I have personally been postponing reading this particular trilogy because I wanted to make my way through the TV series first. I just thought it was a good idea to consume the TV show first and then read the books, since it's a very fantasy heavy series. There's a lot of characters, and when I read a book, I'm a very visual person, so for me personally, I just kind of thought it would be best to consume the show first, and then while I'm reading the books, I'll know exactly how to kind of picture the characters, how to picture the world, how to picture, like, whenever something magical kind of happens, you know, so that way I won't have too difficult of a time visualizing. Like I said, I'm a very visual person. But yeah, I really enjoy the Discovery of Witches TV series, and I am definitely super excited to make my way through the All Souls trilogy. So yeah, the very first book in the series is called A Discovery of Witches, as the show is called. And then book 2 is called Shadow of Night, and season 2 of the show is definitely far and away my favorite season out of all 3 seasons. So I'm anticipating book 2 is probably going to be my favorite book as well. And then the final book in the trilogy is called The Book of Life. And not only am I going to complete the trilogy, but I'm also going to do the spin-off book, which is called Time's Convert. And you guys, this is pretty exciting. These 2 books right here, the final book in the trilogy and then the spin-off book, I actually won both of these books through a Goodreads giveaway. So I didn't have to pay for either of these, which was super exciting. And then, yeah, the other 2 books, I actually found those in a used bookstore. So yeah, all of these books I got for either free through Goodreads, or I got them really cheap at a used bookstore. So that's super great. I love when I can kind of get a deal like that somehow. Yeah, if you don't know what the All Souls trilogy is about, it follows a young woman named Diana who is, she's a witch. She meets a hot guy named Matthew who's a vampire, and it kind of goes from there. It's super steamy, it's super sexy, from what I see on the show anyway, so I'm assuming the books are the same way. And yeah, it's about their romance and their relationship and all the other characters that kind of go in and out of their lives. And yeah, there's something kind of crumbling and decaying within the world of the supernatural, and it's up to Diana and Matthew to, like, save the world of vampires and witches and demons and whatnot, and kind of restore balance and order, I guess, something to that effect. But yeah, I seriously, I can't wait to get to the All Souls trilogy, you guys. I hope I really like them. I'm hoping I really like them, especially since I do really like the show. I hope I won't be disappointed. Next up, I got a pair of a couple Disney-themed books that I'm going to be getting around to, because in previous TBRs, as I've explained, I have a lot of Disney-themed books just floating around throughout my room that I'm trying to slowly make my way through. So yeah, first up is going to be Cold Hearted by Serena Valentino, and this is going to have a focus on Lady Tremaine from Cinderella. And as always with these books, I love the cover design. You have Lady Tremaine here, and then underneath you have like crazy psychopathic Lady Tremaine when she locks up Cinderella in the attic or wherever she locks her up. Yeah, she has like a key there. Yeah, the villains. This is part of the villains series where they pretty much go into like the origin of how a villain became the villain that they become. I have had a rough time with the villains series. For the most part, I have not enjoyed the series other than the very first book. The very first book, which focused on the evil queen from Snow White, I loved that. And then the previous book before this focused on Cruella, and I loved it. I really freaking loved it. So I'm hoping this book is very similar to the Cruella and Evil Queen book, because yeah, all the other books in the series have been trash. I hate to say that, I feel like it's mean, but all the other books have just been absolute trash, garbage, horrible. But yeah, the Cruella book, since I really loved it, I'm kind of hoping maybe the series is going like in a upward shift that I'll start really liking them. And then the other Disney themed book, this comes from the Twisted Tales series, and this is Love by Elizabeth Lim. And with all of the Twisted Tales books, they all kind of shift some sort of part of the narrative that you're familiar with. So this one is asking, what if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper? Uh-oh. And I think that's going to be really intriguing. I'm really curious to see how that's going to work, because obviously we know the cartoon, it ends with the prince coming with the glass slipper. It's put on Cinderella's foot. It fits. Cinderella and Prince Charming have a nice happily ever after. Yay. So I'm very curious what that one shift in detail is going to do. And whatnot. And you know, that's totally coincidence, you guys. It's totally coincidence that I got two Cinderella themed books here. It just kind of worked out that way. But I'm fine with it. It'd be nice when I do the review for these two books. It'd be nice to kind of sit and compare them and whatnot. So I'm definitely very excited to get to this Twisted Tales book. All of the Twisted Tales books have been absolutely great. I've just enjoyed them immensely. I have yet to be disappointed. And then the last book I'm going to get to, probably right at the very, very end of March, is going to be from this Mark Twain bind-up. And I'm going to be getting around to The Prince and the Pauper. Something I'm trying to do for each TBR for the next, I guess, next half of the year, I guess. I want to make my way through this bind-up of Mark Twain, because I think there's 5 novels in here, if I'm not mistaken. There's 5 novels in here. So yeah, for this TBR, I'm going to be doing The Prince and the Pauper. I really do not know too terribly much about The Prince and the Pauper. I know it has to do with like a prince, obviously, and then an orphan boy or something, and they switch roles. The orphan boy becomes the prince, and then the prince becomes, you know, the street urchin, or however you want to think about it. Like role reversal there. They're getting to see how the other half lives, if you will. That's kind of all I know. I've never really seen any sort of adaptation for it. It's like, I know about it like in the pop culture context, you know, which I think a lot of people, whenever they think of the Prince and the Pauper, it's like they know about it, even if they've never seen any sort of adaptation for it, if you will. So yeah, I definitely can't wait to get to that. And that's going to complete my TBR for February and March. I'm definitely really looking forward to this. I was hoping I could try to squeeze out one more book, but yeah, the All Souls trilogy, every single one of those books are almost like 600 pages. So the trilogy is going to take up the majority of my TBR, but I'm gonna love it nonetheless. I wish there were more days in the month, you know, so I can like consume more books. Time is just too short. But yeah, have you guys read any of the books that I had in this TBR. If you have read them, were they good? I need to know. Or yeah, or some of these books would you like to read in the future? Just let me know. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.